Hey Facebook peeps, I am back and I'm going to now tackle painting of the antique vanity that I mentioned earlier in the first video. So again, I am using the Valspar chalky finish, and my color is kind of a robin eggs blue, but it's called Theater Wrap. And I had already, in my last video, showed you guys how to fix veneer. I fixed this corner and then this corner, and then I wiped it all down. And this vanity has a lot of intricate work in here in the wood, and that's okay. When you're chalk painting, you don't have to be neat, especially if you're going to be sanding it so that the dark bleeds through the color, and you want some of that detail because it makes it look all that much cooler. So I'm not going to torture you with watching me paint the whole thing. I'm just going to probably just paint the top and the front. And again, it's only me, and I don't have a videographer like following me closely with the camera. So I'll probably hit pause halfway through, and then when I show you my next video in painting the drawers, I'll show you the finished product of this one. The mirror, which is up against the wall over here, is going to be a little bit more trickier because the pieces that hold the mirror are spindles, and I'm going to have to come up with some type of rigging system to paint those so that they can dry. So that'll probably be in another video later. Okay, so here's goes. So anyway, I mentioned my last video, I'm really particular about my brushes. I use Purdy because they, to me, the paint goes on really smooth, and I like it. So it doesn't have to be pretty. You're just going to basically paint the whole piece. If you're going to be sanding it, you don't have to worry about streaks and stuff with this paint either. So I'm going to be just kind of slapping it on here, and I probably will do 2 coats. Let this dry first, and then I'll go back and do 2 coats, because if not, big patches will come off of it when you go to sand it, and I don't want big patches to come off. So I hope you guys can see this okay. This was that area that I fixed in the back corner here with the Bondo. It was a piece of chipped veneer. So just don't be afraid to paint it. You're not going to ruin it. You don't have to, nothing has to be perfect. Especially if you're going to sand it to distress it. I did this with my kitchen cabinets months ago. People followed along with that. I just only did before and after pictures. I never did any videos. But I learned a lot from that, chalk painting from that. I learned a lot what not to do, which you have to have a lot of patience with chalk painting, I think. Because if it's not dry and you try to go to sand it, it gets ruined. So I'm in my garage doing my social distancing, like all of you. Just trying to find little projects. I did pull out of the trash, somebody's trash, a giant footstool that in my next couple of videos I'm going to post how to recover that, so that'll be fun. So as you can see, I'm just not taking my time and being careful, because you don't really need to with something like this. You're just going to get it on there, because your second coat you're going to do the same thing too. Make sure that this was the other piece that I bondoed. So I'm just going to paint right over that. I tend to paint right from the can. I don't, especially when I'm doing furniture, I don't bother with getting a paint tray and all that nonsense. I just do it right from the can. A couple times I've dropped it. That's been a joy. Okay. I'm going to move down here so hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. Just going to paint the front. And I'll show you some of the more intricate pieces that I'm painting. They don't have to be completely 100% covered because, like I said, you're going to sand those, you know, afterwards to try to get some distressed corners and stuff through it. Getting it all on here. I'm having to push my brush in a lot because there's some ribbed kind of detail in here that the paint needs to get into. I'm going to get the side here. So I think you guys can see some of the side. Let me move this out of the way. So you can see it doesn't matter what direction you go in because you're going to repaint a second coat when you're all done, and then of course you're going to sand and distress. So I'm going to keep going on this and not kind of bore you guys with watching me paint the whole thing, and then I will be back and show you how I'm going to handle the drawers and handle some of the inside of this piece as well. So okay, thanks.